What's up, math scholars? Mrs. Harp here, coming at you with another video. Who is excited to learn about factoring with the AC method? Woo! All right, hopefully you're having a happy day. All right, first things first, we do need to review factoring with grouping. Now, this is not something we've done in this class, but you should have done it back in Algebra 1 class a couple years ago. So first thing I like to do is set up two different colors of groups. We're going to have our blue group, which is going to be our first two terms, and then our green group, which is going to be our third and fourth term. Now you're going to want to do common monomial factoring in both your groups. So if you notice my blue group, my common monomial is going to be 4x squared, leaving me with x plus 3. Okay. We're going to do the same exact process with the green group. The common monomial that I'm seeing is a 3. Hopefully you agree. Leaving me with an x plus 3. Now this brings me to my favorite part about grouping. It's the abracadabra poof step. It's almost like magic how this works. This 4x squared and this 3 will join and make a brand new group with one another. And this x plus 3 group and the other x plus 3 group kind of conjoin and become a single x plus 3 group. It's so cool how it works, but this is the final correct answer. If you don't believe me, you can FOIL it all out and you will get the exact same 4 terms we had that we started with. All right, here is why we had to review factor with grouping. When you have an A value other than 1, you can't use the old-fashioned method that we love. You need a new method. So what this is called is the AC method. Of course, my A being my 2, my B being my 5, and my C being my -3. So what I'll do is I'm going to put the 2x squared first and the -3 last, leaving a lot of space in the middle where we will be adding a couple terms in. What you'll do is you'll take that A value of 2, the C value of -3, and you'll multiply them together to get -6. Now there's a slight similarity here to the old-fashioned method. We need to brainstorm numbers that multiply to -6 that add up to this 5. So can you think of those two numbers? The numbers are going to be +6 and -1, because +6 and -1 will multiply to -6, but add up to +5. And it doesn't matter where I place those. I could reverse the order of where I place those. But now here's where we're going to do our grouping. Let's create a blue group and a green group again. In my blue group, I'm going to do grouping, the grouping method of factoring. I'm going to pull out my common monomial of 2x, leaving me with x plus 3. Now, the key here in this second green group is to pull out a common monomial of -1, so I can also be left with that x plus 3. I need my groups to match, or my magic trick just won't work. So abracadabra group. The 2x and -1 make a brand new group, and the x plus 3s make a group. So there you have it. That's called factoring with the AC method. You use grouping, and you use a little similarity to old-fashioned methods when you're brainstorming your middle terms. All right, let's try our next one. Because of this 3 out front, I am going to be using my AC method. One thing I haven't mentioned yet in this video is you do always want to look for a common monomial in your 3 terms and pull them out before trying your AC method. Now, we did not have a common monomial in the first example or the second example, so it doesn't matter much. My A is my 3. My C is my -7, so let's prep the problem here and leave some space in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and multiply A times C, get -21, and then I'm going to do my brainstorming. What numbers multiply to -21 that would add up to 20? Did you go with +21x and -1x? That will add up correctly to +20 and multiply correctly to -21. It's grouping time. I've got my blue group and my green group. My blue group, I'll pull out a 3x, leaving me with x plus 7. In my green group, I'll pull out a -1, leaving me with x plus 7. Well, that was a coincidence. On the last one, we were left with a -1 there. My brand new group, abracadabra poof, is 3x minus 1. And my merge group is x plus 7, factoring with the AC method. Woo! All right, here is where it can get a little tricky. Beware of the double negative. When you have a positive ax squared and a negative bx, but a positive c on the end, it means there's going to be a double negative in both of our monomials. So let's go ahead and try one of these. We have that 5 out front. That's why we're using this AC method. So I'm going to put my 5x squared here and my positive 6 here. I don't know if I left enough space. Let's slide that over a little bit. All right, 5 times 6, don't forget to do a times c. That's going to give me my 30. So what numbers will multiply to 30 and add up to negative 17? Ooh, they're both negative. Beware of the double negative. It's negative 15x and negative 2x. Negative 15 times negative 2 is that positive 30. Time for grouping. In this first two terms, we have a 5x in common, leaving us with x minus 3. In my second group, this is where you really have to think. I think we should pull out a negative 2 because we need this group to be an x minus 3. I know that's super awkward, but the negative 2 times the negative 3 will give me that positive 6 right there, and then I can have my groups matching. So it's 5x minus 2 with an x minus 3, and that's where that double negative shows up again. Both my binomials have a negative inside. Ooh, a special case. The first thing special I'm seeing here is we've only got 2 terms. But the next thing I'm noticing, they're not perfect squares, but they do have a common monomial. Always pull that common monomial out if you can. So I believe my common monomial will be 2, and that'll leave me with 9x squared minus 25. I would not use the AC method on this. I'm noticing these are both perfect squares. So you can simply square root them both. The square root of 9x is 3x, of course. And the square root of 25 is 5. If you make one a positive and one a negative, that is how it would be in factored form. All right, looks like we've got 2 more. We have a 4 out front. I am looking for any common monomial that I could pull out, but I don't have one. Let's write it out, separating our A and C, multiplying the 4 and 5 together to get 20. What do you think the number should be that we're going to add? What are these numbers that will multiply to 20 and add to 12? Did you go with 10 and 2? So add those in there, creating my blue group and my green group. My blue group, I think a common monomial I should go with is 2u, leaving me with 2u plus 5. Oh, this is weird. My common monomial is going to be a 1 in order to leave me with 2u plus 5. That's the first time we saw that today, and that's definitely interesting. But you have to pull out something, and it can be a 1. It can't be a 0. So abracadabra group, we'll have our 2u plus 1 and our 2u plus 5. Boop. And we're done with that one. Last one of the day. Can you graduate the lesson? I'm not seeing any common monomials, so let's just put our 3x squared there with our negative 12 there, multiplying a times c, that's why it's called the AC method, to get 36. Can you think of our numbers that multiply to negative 36 that add up to 5? I think we should go positive 9 and negative 4. What do you think? So I've got my blue group and my green group. In my blue group, I'll go ahead and pull out a 3x, leaving me with x plus 3. And in my green group, let's pull out a negative 4, leaving me with x plus 3. Abracadabra, make a group. 3x minus 4 can form its own group. x plus 3 becomes a new group. I don't know why that box has appeared. I don't know how to get rid of it. There we are. And here's my final answer. Hey, I hope you had fun joining me today. We got done in 10 minutes. Have a happy day. And remember, the best time to be a math scholar is all the time.